I've managed over $1.8 billion in Facebook ad spend, scaling e-com brands past $500 million a year. Every single brand that broke through had the same simple meta ads infrastructure that I'm about to give to you free right now. If you're running an e-com brand and your ads feel like a slot machine where some days are great, but other days you're bleeding money, it's because your campaign structure is broken. So lock in, because in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to break down the exact 5 campaign system that's generated millions in e-com revenue. Let's get into it. Before I break down the full system, you need to start with something that most e-com brands completely forget to do, and that's proper testing, because this is what allows you to discover winners over and over again. And without it, you're scaling on hope, which could mean months of wasted money before you ever come across an ad that generates you 6 or 7 figures. Here's where I see 90% of brands completely blow it with testing. They're testing with CBO instead of ABO. They're just relying on the algorithm to put budget wherever it pleases, and then they have a bunch of ads that don't get any spend. Or they use interest targeting in their testing campaigns, which muddies the signal, right? You don't know if it's the ad or the audience, right? So you need to only run broad on ABO so Meta can really find real buyers, and so you also know if ads are winners or losers. And last, typically they're not launching enough volume. If you're testing 2 to 3 ads a week, you're not even in the game. You need to be testing 10 to 20 new creatives per week minimum. And one last thing, they're killing winners too early or letting losers bleed too long. There's no kill rule, no graduation criteria, just vibes. And out of the thousands of ads I've tested, every single one has run through the exact system I'm about to break down. And it's what's allowed me to profitably scale an e-com brand past $500 million a year without ever guessing what's going to work.
Now I want to hop into one of my ad accounts and talk to you about my testing campaign and the system I run in this campaign. This brand is a bigger spending brand, so I start budgets at $50 a day for a test. That's what I max. Doesn't matter how big or how much spend the brand is. I always start at $50 max, because we don't want to overspend on ads that are not proven. This is how you just blow money. Once it is a winner though, you can scale it insanely fast using my double up method, or you can use the 25% method, where you scale 25% or less every day. But now let's dive in. So again, this is going to be an ABO campaign. Budget is going to be at the ad set level. And you'll see all these start at $50 a day. And every ad set here is a test. You'll see we have literally, how many do we have live right now? We have 87 testing ad sets live. And the reason is this brand can do insane volume of ads, and that's one of their biggest strengths. But we test everything. Everything starts at $50 a day, goes through this gauntlet, and then if it's proven, then we scale it. Like for example, this one right here, $15 CPA, 9 ROAS. We're doubling this budget right now, and we're gonna scale it right in the ad account. If you scroll down here, we'll see there's other ones that are 200 a day, 400 a day, 6. This one's spent 22K on it, right? So you can scale inside the testing campaign. My new name is kind of testing and scaling campaign, because we will also scale in testing, and then we also will graduate them to other campaigns as well. But that's the setup, ABO. And then every ad set is a test. So you'll see some ads have 2 ads. Ideally, I like to have 6 ads max. Like to keep it 1 to 4 typically. But you'll see most of the videos that don't have variations, they're all going to be in their own ad sets. That has 2 variations. So that's really the setup. Most brands I recommend starting at $25 a day ad sets. You go as low as $5 or $10 if you're a brand new brand and really want to be pragmatic or cost conscious with your money. But the best part about it is once you have a winning ad, I consider a winning ad an ad that has 3 purchases or more over a 7-day direct at your CPA or ROAS goal. So if you have that, then you can start scaling. Why I'm the $1.8 billion man is because I scale insanely fast. So the double up method is not for everybody, but it is the way you can scale really fast. And that's how I use it within my system, because people are like, oh Mason, your budgets are so low. How am I going to even scale? It's like, dude, just keep doubling the budgets. You're totally chill. The meta ads algorithm is so good. So that's how I do it. That's what I teach in my program. I also teach the 25% method as well. If you're a little more risk averse and you're not keen on scaling super fast, that's fine. Both methods work, but don't ever tell me, oh, you can't scale, the budget's too low to scale. That's not true. You just have to use the double up method and you can scale insanely fast out of this. But yeah, this is what I recommend using the ABO testing campaign. Run everything through here on a broad 18 to 65 plus typically. If you have data that the ages should be less, I do for some brands put them less. So like 18 to 45, 18 to 35, depending on the brand. But we just want to have a broad audience. And then the winners can be graduated into interest, into value, into a reels only campaign, right? Into Advantage Plus with exclusions campaign, right? So that is the system, how we roll it here. Like I said, winners, 3 purchases over a 7-day duration at CPA ROAS goal. Ads that hit 2 to 3x your CPA goal. If ads hit 2 to 3x your CPA goal and spend, not hitting your goal, under your goal, then you're gonna pause them out and move on. If they're on the borderline, you can sometimes let them, run a little longer, or cut the budget in half and let them run a little longer if you have some faith in them. If you're tight on funds, you need to be cutthroat. If something's not working, pause it, on to the next test.
So here's my testing system broken down step by step. First, you're gonna create a broad ABO only campaign, 1 ad set per test. This gives you the cleanest signal possible on each individual creative. Your budget's gonna be $25 to $50 per day per test, enough to get data, but not enough to bankrupt you. And here's your kill rule. If the ad hits 2 to 3x your CPA goal, kill it immediately. And if it's been running 4 to 7 days below your ROAS target, kill it. No emotion, no maybe, it'll turn around. And this is your scale rule. When an ad hits your ROAS goal for 2 to 3 consecutive days, start scaling inside testing, bump that budget either 10 to 25% or even double it if you have an appetite for risk. And the graduation rule, only after 7 consecutive days at or above your ROAS goal does an ad graduate to your winners campaign. This is a non-negotiable. The biggest mistake I see is brands pause their winners instead of graduating them. You're sitting on gold and throwing it away. You can scale them in testing and also scale them in your winners campaign as well. And this next campaign is what separates the brands doing 50K a month from the ones doing 500K a month. The Advantage Plus broad winners, the compounding machine. This right here is the backbone of every brand I've ever scaled past 7 figures, and really is where all the action happens. Think of your testing campaign as the tryout. This is the starting lineup. Only the best of the best make it in here. Once they're in, the algorithm compounds on their success, but only if you understand what a real winner actually is. So a fake winner is an ad that spiked maybe for 1 or 2 days because a single high AOV order. It looked great on paper, but that was it. It was a fluke, and you don't want to graduate that into your winners campaign because you're poisoning the data. A real winner has hit your ROAS goal consistently for 7+ days inside testing. That's proven, that's earned its spot. And again, it's got to have multiple orders at least coming through. And the biggest mistake you can make here is graduating ads that aren't real winners into your winners campaign, because once you pollute that pool, the algorithm gets confused and performance drops across the entire campaign. But that can be easily avoided. So here's how you set it up. Broad CBO, Advantage Plus campaign, meaning Advantage Plus budget, Advantage Plus audience, and it's a single ad set stacking all your graduated winners in here. You can stack up to 50 ads per ad set because Meta caps you at 50 per ad set. And this is critical. Use existing post IDs to preserve engagement. Don't duplicate the ad, move the actual post ID so you get all those likes, comments, and social proof carrying over. And the same ROAS goal as testing. Don't lower your standard just because it's a winners campaign. This campaign gives you stable delivery, cleaner signal, fewer drawdowns, and compounding algorithm memory. The longer winners run here, the smarter Meta gets at finding your exact buyer. Now, getting this infrastructure right took me years and almost $500 million in managed Facebook ad spend to figure it out, but it's the reason I've been able to scale brands past $500 million a year. If you're an e-com founder who wants to actually build a system for your brand with someone who's done it at the highest level, click the link in the description to work with me directly. I'll build you a custom 6-month growth plan, audit your entire ad account and your funnel, and work with you until we hit your revenue goal. But for now, let me keep going because there are 3 more campaigns in this system that most people don't even know exist, and this next one is a cheat code. The low CPC winners, the efficient volume lever campaign. Now, once you find a winning ad, you might think the job is done, but the brand's doing 300, 400K, 500K a month, $1 million a month. Don't stop there. They have layers. I invented this low CPC winners campaign. It's one of the most underrated levers in all of paid media, and almost nobody is running it. Most brands overpay for their traffic, and this happens because high CPC winning ads a lot of times will suck up the ad spend when you have low CPC winning ads that are getting just as good as a CPA. So what we want to do with the CPC campaign is put low CPC winning ads in there so we can get as much qualified cheap traffic as possible. So we separate the high CPC winners from the low CPC winners. Most brands don't even look at their CPC. They're staring at their ROAS all day, CPA all day, and ignoring the fact that they're paying $3 to $4 per click when they could be paying $1.50 or less. High CPC means you're limiting your top of funnel volume. You're reaching fewer people for the same budget. If your conversion rate is solid but your volume is capped, CPC is almost always the bottleneck. This is the method that lets you outspend your competitors. While they're paying $3 a click, you're getting the same buyers for half the price. Over time, that compounds into a massive advantage. Low CPC winners campaign is basically the same setup as the regular winners. CBO, single broad ad set with Advantage Plus on, and stack as many winners in there as possible. But again, CPC's got to be $1.50 or less. And remember, the ad must already be a testing winner and have maintained your ROAS goal for 7 days. And on top of that, the CPC must be at least $1.50 or lower. For context, this benchmark is for a $75 to $125 AOV brand, just for your price point. And again, the purpose of this is to force delivery to your most efficient traffic. You're expanding top of funnel volume at affordable CPC. This improves your blended MER through cheaper acquisition and fills up your email list, fills up your SMS list, fills up your retargeting audience. And for your KPIs, it's got to be break even or better. You can sometimes allow a softer ROAS here if your overall blended MER holds. This campaign isn't meant to be your highest ROAS. It's meant to be your cheapest volume clicks. So kill an ad if it's below break even and your blended MER drops below goal. Otherwise, reduce budget and let it recover. Try not to panic kill your ads. The next campaign is one that most people have written off completely, but when you run it the way I'm about to show you, it becomes a secret weapon for finding pockets of demand that broad targeting misses entirely. So this is an interest winners campaign. I know what you're thinking, interest targeting in 2026? But look, broad is the foundation, but interest targeting, when done correctly with proven winners, can give you incremental customers and incremental reach that you cannot get by just running broad. You also get lower CPMs and lower cost per reach. Again, most people have not done interest targeting anymore, and they're wondering why they're capped, why they can't break through to new audiences, because broad can only get you so far. When everyone else is zigging, running broad, we want to zag and also run interest. The goal of your meta ad account is to get as many campaigns working as possible that are incremental, right? That are getting you customers that you would not have got if you didn't run this campaign, right? And so this is the way to do it, and this is one of the best ways to do it. And one of the biggest mistakes people make when making interest, one is using it as a suggested audience. We want to use it as an original audience and not have Advantage Plus on. And number two, they just do super broad interest. The ideal interest audience is going to be about 10 to 50 million people in that audience. You don't want any bigger than that, because if it is, it's basically broad at that point. And most brands use interest targeting for testing, which I don't want you to do. That's backwards. You're adding variables on top of variables. You'll never know if the ad failed or the interest failed. Interest targeting is for winners only. Think of it like this: broad is your main highway, and interest targeting opens up those side roads. It's less traffic, less competition, same destination, but just a cheaper route. And these are in-market buyers. This is exactly what allows you to scale past the ceiling that most brands hit when they're relying on broad alone. So here's the interest campaign winners setup. It's going to be a CBO campaign, with one ad set. Then you're going to have your interests in there, typically like 1 to 5 to 10 maybe. But again, you need to have your audience be 10 to 50 million. Don't want more than that. Winners only. And again, you have the same 7-day ROAS rule. You can stack up to 50 ads in there. And again, this is going to find you lower CPM pockets that broad misses and help you get a lower cost per reach. And if broad wobbles, this campaign can hold you over. Same ROAS goal. And if performance drops, yes, you got to kill off those bad ads and bring in some new ads in the mix. Interest audiences are smaller than broad, so ads can fatigue faster. So you just need to bring in new ads to keep it fresh. And this is a campaign that you want to stay on permanently, because this should be an in-market interest audience that you're targeting that is one-to-one with your brand/product. Now, the last campaign in this system is the one that separates the good brands from the great brands, and this is the value optimization winners campaign. This last campaign is the crown jewel, and you can't even run it successfully until you have enough purchase data in your account, which is why most brands never get here, or they test it and it doesn't work. But if you follow the first 4 campaigns I just laid out, you should have enough data at this point. And when you activate this, your profitability can go to a whole nother level. So I'm going to go through how to build a value optimization campaign. Again, I only use these with winning ads. I don't test with value. We want to give Meta the best of the best. Why? Typically CPMs are going to be higher, so you got to give it the best of the best. You can really lose your ass on these ads. So at the top, I mean, it's pretty basic setup from the beginning. It's really at the ad set level where you'll see the difference here. You're going to be choosing website, and then maximize value of conversions, and then make sure it'll default to 7-day click. Make sure you add 1-day engaged view and 1-day view as well. We want all the data that Meta can have that views the video, just views it, a static, and buys in the same day. We still want that attribution, because we want as much signal to Meta as possible as who is buying from these ads, okay? And so the rest will just be open targeting. And then I've been running single ads
with value ad set budgets because I'm trying to really double down on winning ads and just use them to crush. You'll see this one is a 5 ROAS here, mostly basically above 3 ROAS. Our goal is a 3. So you can just see the hit rate on these after they're already winning ads in our maximize conversions campaigns, that they're basically 9 out of 10 of these are hitting on a value basis. And the reason why we want to do them individually is because we want to scale them hard and we want to give it as much budget as possible each individual ad. When you throw them all together, again, Meta's just going to pick an ad. Like, we want to be like snipers with these things, and that's how I'm able to scale so profitably with brands, is by taking it to the next level with these types of value optimization campaigns and scaling the heck out of winners and reaching incremental audiences.
So most brands optimize for purchases conversions only. So a $30 order and a $300 order look the exact same to the Meta algorithm. So the algorithm finds you the cheapest buyers, but not the most valuable best buyers. Value optimization tells Meta to go find the high AOV customers, specifically the ones who spend more, return less, and buy again. And we're gonna have the same rules as all the other winners campaigns. Again, winners only, same ROAS discipline here. And we're gonna flex the budget based on performance. When it's working, push. When it softens, pull back. And this is what shifts you from acquiring volume to acquiring quality. Sometimes the CPA here can be a little bit higher, but your ROAS will typically be higher as well, typically higher than all your other prospecting campaigns. So again, you're okay with spending a little more on this customer because you know they're gonna be higher value and they're gonna be higher value long-term for your business. So this campaign shifts you from not only acquiring volume to acquiring quality. Higher AOV customers, better LTV, stronger blended profitability. I only recommend activating this once you have minimum 5,000 purchases in your ad account, because Meta needs enough signal to distinguish between low value and high value buyers and optimize for high value customers, not just any purchaser. Winners only, same discipline as every other campaign in the system, proven winning creatives only. Same ROAS goal, don't get sloppy just because the AOV is higher. The budget is flexible, flex it up based on volume, performance. When it's working, push. When it softens, pull back. And the result is going to be higher customer quality, higher AOV, better blended profitability. And you're not just getting more customers, you're getting better customers. And that's the full system. If you set this up correctly, you'll finally be compounding your results. And if you're an ecom founder who's ready to stop guessing and start scaling with a real system, click the link in the description to work with me directly in my program, Meta Ads at Scale. I'll build you a custom 6-month growth plan and work with you one-on-one until we hit your revenue goal. And that's guaranteed, and we'll work with you past these 6 months if we don't hit that goal. That's how confident we are in this program. That's how confident I am in every system I teach. Taking brands like Big Guns from just 1K a month to over 10K a month in just a few weeks of working together. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.